Tell us about your miserable trip. your hell trip.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. It was literally my worst Christmas ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Your mom died.
Yeah, but when I was 1.
Was it on Christmas? Was it on Christmas?
So
Did she die on Christmas?
no, I don't
If she
think
did,
so.
that would have been really mean, by the way.
I don't think so.
No.
Yes, it would.
No, it would have been me reminding him of what he lost.
That's a mean thing to do.
No, it would be bringing up his most painful memory. That's not mean.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
not,
good for
that's
him.
the whole thing.
That's
it's
facts
not
and
a
logic.
memory.
This guy doesn't care about war-torn countries.
We need to have
I
a
do
sit down
care.
on
I
what's
do.
mean. So I'm just going
I
around
do
being
care.
like, what hurts you
I
deep?
do
And then
care.
weeks later,
Bringing it up.
hey.
I met Aiden's mom and she was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
You're going to say his dead mom.
No,
Also-
I was going to say his
also-
alive mom.
Dude, what? Pipe down so I can get to your compliment.
2 moms.
How about that?
Christmas
Will
is
you,
here.
will you sit tight for your little compliment milk?
You know
that
what
I'm going to give you.
You know what's funny is Ludwig brought up gifts, and I was like, well, this is a perfect time. I have to say it.
Yeah.
Like, because before the podcast, Aiden was like, I have a gas up moment for slime. And I was going to do the bracelet thing.
Hold
right
on,
after
let me do
that.
let me do it again. All right,
Yeah.
that was your brain.
Anyway, go on.
Okay, so I was gonna go to Hong Kong for Christmas this year because my dad works there right now, and the rest of my family was also there for Christmas, which was nice because we're all gonna go there together. And I used to go to Hong Kong to see my dad sometimes, but it's been a long time since the whole family was there. You still have to test for COVID to go into Hong Kong. There's a bunch of restrictions. Some of them just lifted. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
They should report
Are
on
they
this
zero
shit.
COVID?
No, they're not.
Do I
It's
get-
not as
I got a
serious as
microchip
like.
too
Well, mainland
going?
China isn't zero COVID anymore, but they weren't as strict as mainland China because it's Hong Kong's still kind of separate. So it was cool. We got to go because the laws changed. Test negative before I go. When you land in Hong Kong, before you go through immigration, you go through PCR testing. It's crazy. They are like fully staffed. It moves so fast. There's all these people in like full like suits like there to test you.
Brooks Brothers, head to toe.
Get my test, and then you get like a barcode that like attaches to your phone to show to restaurants that you're like good to enter stuff. So I test. It's a PCR test, so you don't get your result right away. And I go meet my family, and we like go out for the day. I bought my little brother's Christmas
Wait,
presents.
you got to go hang out?
Yeah, you can just leave because
PCRs aren't immediate.
that's the lift and restriction, right? They you test negative before you go, so they're like you don't go unless you're pretty confident that you don't have COVID, and then they PCR test you on arrival for safety.
I see.
And I went out. We're like walking around. You have to be masked everywhere still, which is fine. Like I'm wearing my mask, no big deal.
And you hate that.
Yeah, and you don't like wearing the flesh prison on your face.
And,
so.
yeah.
And then I'm hanging out with just my parents. We're at like this outdoor bar, and this is where my mom was talking about you. She was asking about all your holiday plans, and then she was talking about how brilliant your writing is.
Oh, wow.
His writing.
Yeah, the only thing she's read is probably the thing I wrote for my dead dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the love letters to her.
And yeah, that was it. Yeah. She didn't know about that thing I wrote. She
didn't mention that.
Yeah.
She was just talking about
Dear
the
Mrs. Calvin,
the dead dad.
it's been months since we've last talked.
The war in Ukraine is still going on.
Your son seems disinterested. It concerns me.
I'm concerned. I don't want anybody to die in war.
Let us cook.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking I don't want anyone
It's
to die
just like
in
4
war.
episodes a week. It's just 4 episodes a
saw-
week. Every episode's 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
I feel like war is wrong.
I imagine the people in Ukraine are like, yeah, we don't want to hear about
Just
it
like
either.
stop the violence.
I don't. You know what? I'll listen to every daily episode.
You know
from
that
now
old,
on.
that old picture that says "Stop Racism" from Tumblr?
Yeah, it's
like
the guy and he's like,
Yeah, and it's like a yeah, and it's like there's like a filter on it, and it's just that, but it's Aiden. It just says "Stop reporting on the Ukraine war."
have you seen the Deeper version of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I think the reality is your take is probably fine, but it's not something people say. They just stop consuming the
They
information.
just stop. Yeah.
You just said that you stopped consuming it, which is different.
I didn't even. I'm complaining. I haven't stopped consuming it. I still listen to most of the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah, that's the stuff. I love this picture. It was
This actually
such a
and
punchline.
it did it too.
Yeah, the obey has a subtle but important detail.
I didn't know it was little pain. I never
It's a
noticed
very,
that.
very subtle,
Oh
important
my
detail.
God.
So you're at this cafe with your meemaw and your peepaw.
Yeah,
And
and
your mom likes me and she thinks I'm cool.
She thinks you have brilliant
for two,
writing,
one for
whatever.
two.
She and then
No, I'm 2 for 3.
she said she wishes you came on the trip. Whatever. She doesn't have hooves. She's not a whale.
Nah,
And then I get
she's
an
fit.
email. I get an email from the Hong Kong government that says you've PCR tested positive for COVID-19. And you have 2 options now in Hong Kong when you test positive for.
Ballistic missile.
Yeah. You get hollow point or non.
you can line up on a wall and get shot,
Yeah.
or you can fly home.
Can you not just
What is the
stay?
other
Like,
option?
Isn't
what-
it fucked up that they just put you on a plane?
You have to go. You have to leave, or you go to a COVID holding facility.
Okay.
And my dad was telling me about the COVID holding facility and what it's like.
Oh.
And you have to double test negative to get out. It's not like here right now, this CDC says you have to like be non-symptomatic and you have to like wait at least 5 days, right?
Because you can still test
But
for
there,
weeks
you
after.
have to show double negative tests to get out of this like shitty facility. And
You should have done it. That would have been what,
Dude,
what
I
the
had
fuck?
nothing.
He could still be there right now.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
That would not be hilarious.
yeah, dude,
That's what I was worried about.
I spent 12 days in a
Because
COVID facility in Hong Kong.
What sucked is I didn't feel sick. Like I was feeling like pretty normal, and I'm like, dude, if I get stuck here for like 2 weeks, that's gonna blow.
You should. Oh, yeah, I'm so disappointed, bro.
Why
I don't want to go to the
wouldn't
to
have
the
done it
Hong
either.
Kong
Because you get to like
COVID
basically
facility on an island.
You basically get to be held in a facility for 2 weeks as an experience.
You can do this if you want right
you
now.
can do that voluntarily.
Just get COVID and fly to Hong Kong.
Or you can leave. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to leave
Need
immediately.
me a
then.
shorty who's down to get held in a facility for an
I
experience.
still don't get why you think this is a good idea to do.
Because he's on a fucking podcast, Ludwig.
She hold my.
What would I
Hey,
talk
hey,
about?
hey,
You can explain. You feel changed and weird.
Day 9, still bored. Like, and
Hey, she hold my facility
still
till I
not
experience.
sick.
How's that?
It'd be boring. I I've seen at least what it's like in Japan because Connor had to do it just
Yeah.
because they were holding everybody who entered the country. So
Yeah.
he was there for like 7 days or something. Or maybe it's 72 hours. Either way, it seemed boring as shit.
Bro, it's like a cleanse for your
I don't even have a
mind.
book
What do
with
you
me.
think?
I couldn't even finish Dune.
You could bring a book.
I think
It's like
you just-
jail.
you're imagining
it's like
he's in
that
a
prison movie
straitjacket.
we all watch where you get one thing and then you have to eat the table food that comes up on the
Oh,
platform.
yeah, that Spanish movie
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Oh, the platform? The
Yeah.
platform?
El Platform.
Nope.
Yeah, Spanish.
The platform.
As you say, platform.
Platform.
So it'd be like that.
Platform.
You're a fucking asshole. You should have done that.
No, you shouldn't have.
Instead, you flew back home. You didn't get to see your family. You didn't see your
Slime
girlfriend.
wouldn't have
Yeah,
done
but
that.
the
And you're a
awful-
dumb piece of shit. And
the
no one likes you.
shitty
No one likes when you talk.
The shitty part
agree
about
with
flying
everything
home.
you said, but
I now have to book last minute Christmas time flights home.
Oh, so you had to book it
from
yourself?
Hong Kong, which has no flights left to North America. None. They're all oversold. So I flew to London and then to LA.
That's
so a
crazy.
15-hour flight and then a 12-hour
You were on a
flight.
COVID world
and
tour,
I'm
dude.
just sad, double-masked Aiden under a blanket, curled up, because I don't want to fucking, I don't want to breathe.
You might have given a British person COVID on your way there, though, and that's what Christmas is about.
what's
Yeah,
cool
that's
is
the
you
American way.
gave COVID not just to Americans, but also to Europeans, those dirty UK bastards,
Yeah.
and the people of Hong Kong. I
Yeah.
respect you for that.
You
Wow,
did
thank
a lot
you.
of great work this Christmas.
Good job.
And then so
Super spreader.
I flew to London and then to LA, and I wasn't in I wasn't in a bed for like 3 days. Every flight is 14 hours long. I'm just fucking sitting the whole time. I didn't sleep, and then I finally get home where I'm alone trying to play League of Legends and Melee for
Yeah,
the
I
isolation
thought
period.
that you got sent home immediately when you told us, like over text.
No, 'cause
I
the
thought they
PC
like turned you right around, which
the
still
PCR
sucked.
test doesn't come through. It was almost worse in a way because I went out like, oh, I see my family and I'm in Hong Kong like walking around, outside at least for like, 8 to 10 hours. And then I'm like at the end of the day, finally really tired, been walking all day, time to go to bed, and then check email and I'm like, "Oh, I actually have to fly now.
What if you just ignored it?
You can't because you have a or
Oh,
at
the
least
QR code.
you have a
thingy?
QR code that updates with your health status, which is also
Which would
weird.
be also very irresponsible. I'm just theory crafting here.
What if you?
The
That's your
QR code
American
also
brain.
never updated, which I thought was weird. You have this QR code that is attached to your COVID status and your vaccine status. Because I've got my boosty.
So
know?
if you didn't know, let's say like your phone died or you lost your phone,
yeah.
like then what?
You can't enter
Without your
You
phone.
can't enter any place that you would take your mask off. So
Got
like
it, okay.
I'm masked the whole day, but then anytime you would go somewhere to eat, you have to show the like correct code to get in.
Right.
You just
okay.
have Aimen hop in, get you some dumplings, and you just chill.
And I sit in the streets of Hong Kong
Yeah.
until I'm not sick anymore.
Aimen
Yeah,
hooks
we
you
all
up.
or
felt, I
until I'm
felt
negative.
so bad actually. I'm like, oh my god, what a miserable time.
Yeah, it was awful. It was
Yeah.
I was super sad.
Hey?
I was just in Christmas and I
You
cried in
hit
my
hit diamond
room.
in melee.
I hit, you know what I
Come
did?
on.
I hit Diamond in Melee and I watched the extended edition trilogy of the Lord of the Rings.
Ugh.
That was my fucking.
What?
Is
That's
it
a way to
worth-
pass the time?
Is it worth?
Yeah, watching it again. Extended
It's
edition.
been a while.
Yeah. Like I hadn't watched it in like 8 years and I was like, this is great.